Eh. Oh.
So if you put that on there and then you put the Oculus, you can see it?
Later.
Really?
You can create an Oculus video. I'm sure you want to do earlier.
That's recording and it has sound too?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Time to sell a few jokes, eh? So, what do you think about playing today?
It was fun.
That's good.
I'm rusty.
I'm beyond rusty.
Very rusty.
Soon come back. Soon exercise.
So the effects that you have planned need to be really a lot louder.
Make it sound?
No, for
Pinball machine.
your sampled loops,
Oh, on my sampled things?
because you can only hear them when we're not playing.
Oh well,
They should be as loud as us.
yeah, for some songs. I mainly wanted to have like a backdrop so it didn't go to silence when a song ends. But yeah, I'm into every song. Lots of things to do.
Well, if it's just like a wind, like a when it's like really loud, it's just kind of
Yeah, when I master it, I can do anything. I can
Yeah.
raise it up. I can make it go up for moments and then back down. Depends how much time I put into it. What I really wanted to try and do was something like Astounding Sounds. Do you know that album?
I don't. We could try Reefer Madness.
Oh yeah, I can do that one. That's not too bad. But some of the other songs on there, like
Well, yeah, some of them are a lot of synth and
yeah, some really nice synth sounds and bass and drums. And
yeah. Yeah, they were going in a different direction at that point.
yeah, Brock wanted to go back
Brock,
to.
Brock put an end to that. We're getting too nice.
That said, I do think one of them is really nice. Chronoglide Skyway was exceptionally good.
Oh, it's a masterpiece.
What's that?
An instrumental track called Chronoglide Skyway. There's a lot of people like that album a lot. I don't know why Brock gave it thumbs down.
He probably didn't. There's probably too many ideas from other people.
Yeah. But if you have a really interesting bass drum track and then your synths on top of all that, that could work well. That's basically what Chronoglide Skyway is, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's an idea I was thinking that maybe it would work. Another thing I've been doing recently, like that track, Born to Be Wild, right? We just played it. I got the bass and the drums off the latest version of Sonar, you know, this free Sonar.
Mhm.
It comes with some really nice instruments now, the drums and the bass. And then I downloaded the MIDI drums of the whole song on the internet. So you can just extract the bass and drums like I did for that, and then play along. You know? So you got a bass.
Oh, I thought maybe it was GarageBand or something, because they have a bunch of songs you can play along to. But you made that yourself?
Well, I downloaded the MIDI
Yeah.
song, and then I used it with the latest instruments in Sonar, and then made the bass and drums sound the way I wanted. yeah, that's. And then I was going to do it the same for other songs as well. So
Yeah, cigarette Phil. I haven't had one since the last time we met it.
Yeah, I didn't know you put it together like that, but I used to do that all the time.
So kind of like an karaoke, but with some live instruments as well.
Yeah. There's these loop sites now that our producers are using all the time where they make whole songs just kind of doing the same thing, but they're all loops.
Yeah.
You can like become a member of this one. Well, Sonar, you know, what is it, BandLab?
Bandcamp.
No, it's BandLab. They're the ones who make Sonar now. And they're the ones who give it away for free.
Which is very nice of them. I have no idea.
Well, they make their money because people, producers, you join BandLab, and then they have thousands of loops. Like you go, this is the chord pattern, you know, E, F, G, and you'll have the whole rhythm track, guitar, bass, everything for that.
Right.
And then you just splice it up and you put it in Sonar, and you make a song out of it. And then you can actually, then you just do lead on top of it or sing on top of it. And people, there's just thousands of loops on BandLab. Every chord pattern, everything imaginable.
And
So
they're all for sale, are they?
well, you to use them all, you like pay like you become like a member, and then you could, after you do your creations, then you upload them to BandLab and everybody shares them, and then that's how you network. That's how people network with singers to produce their songs, and they're basically just producing them all from loops,
Right.
and it sounds like a band, and it's all, there's not a bad note in it, and it's just pristine recordings.
Yeah, I mean that's you know those 3 Akai that are upstairs. That's a rudimentary idea there of that looping. Could be something to consider also, building a whole bunch of loops and having those as a backing band.
That's what people are doing. These kids.
Yeah.
There's the city of Tempe. They had this thing where musicians put in their song, and if you got accepted, you won $200. And then what they did is they, for last year, 2021, they produced an album of all these local musicians, and it was just like an album on Spotify. It wasn't like a physical album; it was just a streaming album. And so there was like a dozen musicians that they picked one of their songs, and each one got $200 to be on this album. And then they went around to parks and they played them at like events, and then a couple of the bands showed up and played. But one of my songs they picked, so I got $200 for the song.
Wow.
And then it was on that album. And then, so then they had this Zoom meeting where we all met and talked about what they wanted to do, like what they wanted to do an event at Kiwanis and at Hudson Park in Tempe, and they would play all the songs, and they would have a van there playing. It's the Tempe soundtrack of Tempe. They're all Tempe musicians. So, but then we all introduced ourselves. We talked about our studios and blah blah blah. And one kid, he was a kid, and they asked him, well, you know, how do you produce your music? He said, well, I do it all on my phone. And this sound you would never know. He doesn't know how to play any instruments.
That's what this girl on YouTube
He just
did
makes
the other day.
these loops, pieces them all together. He's a producer, and he goes, I did my studio, and he was like a college kid at ASU, and he goes, yeah, I have an Instagram channel and I produce all these songs. And they said, well, what's the process? He says, well, I do it all on my phone. I'm like, you idiot.
Does he make his own loops or just use it others?
No, he's just piecing it all together. He's a fruity looper.
This one girl on YouTube, the video starts out, it's only a couple minutes long, But it shows like this DJ station, like you were at a party and, you know, the turntables, the scratching things and all this equipment there. And then she had a saxophone and a flute and maybe like a clarinet and two different keyboard organs, like synthesizer things, you know. And the video starts out where it shows this table, and then she walks up real fast, she pops open a folding chair and sets it down in front of the station, and then the camera moves up to what she's doing, and she'll start out with, she'll pick up the saxophone and do this, just say like the Munsters or something.
Yeah, but this guy doesn't even do that. That's right.
Bop, and then she
And it
hits a
would
button,
and it would
and
loop it.
then
Yeah.
that keeps going. Then she picks up the flute and hits the button. It does that, and then by the end of the 2 minutes, she's got this rockin' ass song going. She's got the drum machine doing, and it all builds together. Thinking, well, it's gonna be crap, you know. But it ends up sounding pretty damn good.
I went and saw Thomas.
And she tried it, and then she throws her singing in on top, and she can't sing worth a crap. And